To access all full body language videos, breakdowns and analysis, alongside the game that I can't feature here on YouTube, check out the Patreon, the link is in the description. Thanks. Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. Let's continue onwards with our assessment and observation of this video. So I would recommend you start from the top. We're not so far into this video, so the link will be in the comments section. You'll garner a foundation of who these people are, how they're reacting, and where we're going up until this point. But, you know, if you just want to hang around from this point onwards, you're going to learn heaps of information anyway about attraction and body language and, you know, any sort of human-to-human communication. So it's all going to be in your benefit. Now, she's just given reasons, so the woman in the brown here has just given reasons as to why she hasn't found 3 of these men appropriate to go forth in, you know, this game show. Now, I don't know as to whether they'll be reintroduced later on or if it's just like, you know, they're out sort of thing. I've never watched this before, not in depth. I've watched clips, but so essentially what she's done is assess the body language, the nonverbal cues. She's applied, you know, a compare and contrast to the group to see who seems more valuable than the others, purely through genetic purposes, for the most part. You know, maybe if someone's blinging, they'll, you know, signify that they have resource and value in that department, more of a father position, more of a provisional role, a beta role. But you know, she has come forth and knocked the 3 out and says, I'm not really attracted to your appearance, okay? So this last guy's been knocked out for his appearance purely down to the fact that his outfit seems a bit mismatched, or that's what she says. So with that being said, we're going to jump in and watch the rest and see what goes on from here. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Click like and subscribe as always. Let's continue on. The woman in the blue is the host as well, if you were unaware.
Your outfit, things like that, just doesn't really match my vibe and what I normally go for.
So he covers up his crotch as a defensive mechanism. In his hand, what seems to be like a toothpick. Okay. So that's a pacifying object. You place it in your mouth, it stimulates the lips, such as sucking on the end of a pen, such as biting your fingertips. It acts as a pacifying behavior. It's when you see that pop in the mouth and move about, that's a release or a vehicle to express nervous energy.
That's really all.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, let's head on back.
She says, let's head on back. The girl in the brown walks the way she should do. She turns around and walks there. The girl in, well, the host doesn't. She literally walks backwards in high heels. Imagine how awkward that is. Do you know why that is? Because she doesn't want that back off on camera. She doesn't want to expose too much on camera, all right? You tell me why that is, all right?
All right, so we've got 5 guys left. Go ahead and ask the remaining guys a question.
Okay, so we've got a question. First and foremost, when talking about asking a question, you see her look direct over to someone. Shall we try and make out who she's looking over to?
All right.
Maybe the guy in the yellow, as he turns around and looks over to her at this point. I guess they all are in some way, but I think it seems like she's looking over to him. Let me tell you something as well, right? Yellow is the most eye-catching colour. So naturally, he might stand out in the crowd just due to the psychology of colour, okay?
All right, so we've got 5 guys left. Go ahead and ask the remaining guys.
Okay. So right now she's looking over at the guy in the black who's making direct eye contact with her. He's holding onto his wrist, which is a different gesture to holding onto the hands or holding onto the elbows or holding onto the arms. If you follow this channel, you know, you'll hear me reference these areas so often that I won't need to explain this right now. Guy in the yellow is using the balloon as a shield, as an obstacle to get to him. Guy in white, cool, calm, confident, holding the balloon by his side, exposing the ventral side. All good in his world, right?
Is a question.
He actually hides the balloon once again. So we've seen in the past, I didn't even know this guy had a balloon because he was just posing like this through the entirety. He's playing defensive with that balloon. So he is not putting it fully frontal. He's actually creating an obstacle with his body to get to that balloon, right? So that balloon actually represents the ego. And the idea of that pop of the balloon by the feminine imperative means that you are not valuable in the eyes of women. He is defending that by hiding and concealing that symbol of the ego and the security of self behind him to say, I can't let you get to it. So we see it at the side now, right?
Guys left. Go.
And now she gets told to ask a question. Watch what happens.
Go ahead and ask the remaining guys a question.
Ask the remaining guys a question. As she asks to ask a question, he hides the balloon.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Now, this is important because we spoke about this on another video. When it comes to dating, there's so much in common with a job interview, all right? Because you are to sell yourself, or she is to sell herself to you. There are questions of interest and intrigue and a sly garnering of information that is the process of understanding if somebody is worthy of your time or not.
What are your goals? What are you looking for? Not only like necessarily in life, but also in relationship, like where are you wanting to be in the next 5 years?
Okay. Let's start here first. Your name and age.
Where you wanting to be in the next 5 years. Okay, let's find out what these guys are saying. We might leave a little bit of non-verbal game and get into a little bit of verbal engagement here, discuss what the people are saying and psychologically what effect that would have. So where are you going in the next 5 years, she says.
Neil, I'm 30 years old.
And Neil, what do you do?
30 years old. He pulls back a little bit of a stutter, you know, not the boldest attack on that
Start
voice.
here first. Your name and age.
And I think even the host stutters a bit. Watch.
Neil, I'm 30 years old.
And Neil, what do you do?
Listen when she says his name.
Let's start here first.
She feels a bit uncomfortable saying the name. Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Maybe this handsome fella, this tall handsome fella, is sending a shockwave down the host's spine. She's but woman as well, you know. She's not a robot.
Your name and age.
Neil, I'm 30 years old.
And Neil, what do you do?
I'm a global cannabis consultant, so I teach.
I'm a global cannabis consultant. And oh, you know what? We referenced the toothpick, yeah? And a pacifying behaviour. I'll still stick by what I said. But of course that's utilised to pop the balloon. Okay? Because I just see he had one as well. And I thought, oh shit, of course. So yeah, I stand by what I said by the people using a toothpick. It is what it is. It's the equivalent of chewing gum. But in this sense, they're given toothpicks to pop the balloon. Of course.
Teach people how to get into the industry, start their business, and also how to scale.
Teach people how to build a business. Like the whole scale thing is a little bit business jargony, you know. Let's not talk about that in front of the woman. Let's make it a little more fun, a little more exciting, a little more colourful, a little more fruity. But the idea that he teaches, now, I don't know if he's full of shit or not, but the idea that he teaches is attractive. It means he has leadership, means he's educated, means he can lead men. And those who lead the men attract the women, right?
And then if you want to go ahead and answer a question, where do you see your...
This guy looks down, deep in thought, left-hand side, deep in thought, thinking to himself. He's leaving that conversation and entering a conversation with himself here. You see the glazing over of the eyes.
yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I just hope to continue to build on what I got going on.
No detail. I hope to continue building what I got going on. Someone into the business will have a clearer idea of what they're doing. You know what I mean? What you're doing in the next 5 years. Well, this is my plan. This is what I want to do. And that woman will say, oh my God, I love a man who knows where he's going and what he's doing. If you come with blurring them lines, bit of mystery is okay. But when you come across as uncertain about what your future holds, it doesn't give me, the woman, the security I need to find you, biologically as attractive as the next man who knows what he wants and goes and gets what he wants, you know?
In the next 5 years,
And also watch.
And then if you want to go ahead and answer a question, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I just hope to continue to build on what I got going on.
Little wobble in the voice. Okay, you hear that?
Next 5 years, I just
Pay attention. These tiny little micro expressions within the tonality of the voice are very telling.
hope to continue to build on what I got.
Build on. Little flutter there. Now pay attention. He is on camera to a channel that has got over 1 million subscribers. So you have to pay attention to the context of the speaking, right? It's not purely down to the fact he's there one-on-one on a date with nobody else watching. He knows he's on camera.
going on.
It's frightening.
I'm really big on trying to just broadcast my message and what I'm trying to teach to as many people as possible.
So he posts on social media. He tries to create engagement on social media. Listen to what he's saying. Break it down. Look at what the real message is here.
I'm really big on trying to just broadcast my message and what I'm trying to teach to as many people as possible.
And you
He licks his lips. That's a negative sign. That's pacifying behavior, stimulating the ends of the lips. If not, we can jut the tongue when we deceive people. Do you know when the child goes, nah, 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 that manifests as we are older into a more subtle display of jutting the tongue out of the lip. Pay attention to that. I think we saw him do the tongue gesture on the very, very, very intro of this video as well. So it's a baseline behavior of this guy. With that being said, if you are really running a business and have established a business, you know clearly what you want, because you should have some degree of financial dependency on there. You should be passionate about it to a degree where you can confidently, you know, dig deep into the emotional value that supercharges the word you say and say, I believe that I have such a valuable product, that the future's bright, that I'll be able to teach people this, that, and that because I have studied the market. I know who engages with me, and I know blah, 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 blah. I mean, we don't need to go into all of that, the overt selling of yourself, but you shouldn't come forth and just say, oh, I hope things are just still good and we're growing and we're, you know what I mean? It's not good enough. There needs to be direction and power in your words, okay? Let's see what she says to that.
said, so that was telling the career-wise. You want to hear relationship, all that as well?
Relationship-wise as well.
Relationship-wise as well. So she's, they might return to it, but she's got nothing to say in relation to the job thing. She wants to hear the other side now. Let's go back at this engagement.
Broadcast my message and what I'm trying to teach to as many people as possible.
And you said, so that was telling the career-wise. You want to hear relationship, all that as well?
Relationship-wise as well.
Relationship-wise, just find somebody that can match my.
When he thinks of relationship-wise, look at where the eye looks.
Just find somebody.
He says somebody who looks up to the sky. That's visualizing. He has a picture of someone in his mind, or at least he's constructing the image of somebody in his mind. Okay?
That can match my intensity and my passion that I have on.
He raises her hand. He raises his hand. Watch.
Can match.
Raises his hand upwards. In mirror,
my intensity.
the host starts to preen herself. Look.
Intensity.
Oh my God, am I showing too much?
Yeah,
Bum. Oh my God, am I showing too little? Bum.
That I have on.
That's preening behavior, all right? Looking good for somebody.
You know, everything that I'm trying to do in life. And, you know, if I find somebody that does that.
Host is exposing the neck here, which is sensual, sign of sexuality in women. Although, if she had both sides of her hair, like over her neck, maybe she would obscure herself for the camera. So maybe it's a business decision, you know?
It's going to help me, you know, get to the next level, and we're going to able to work together to, you know, find new opportunities. And also,
fellas, cooperation is good, but if you're looking for a woman to get you to the next level in your business, cut that shit out, because you need your relationships and your business separate, all right? What happens when you break up with that woman and you've allowed her an incredible presence in your business? You fucked it. Not only have you lost your missus, but you fucked your business up. Don't talk about business in relationships and apply them two and two. You can help each other out, yeah, but no. Don't do that.
So build on what we got going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Let's go on over here. Your
Right.
name and age.
Let's keep going on. It's fascinating. She had no time to respond. You know what I mean? He's just qualified himself to her and not even had a verbal response. If anything, the non-verbal response was that of lack of care, you know? And I know the idea is the host sort of controls the fluidity of the program, but there was no verbal head nods or any sign of agreement from the woman in brown there when she was hearing him talk. So now we're moving on to the next person, and I will see you on the next video to cover that, okay? See you there. To access all full body language videos, breakdowns and analysis, alongside the game that I can't feature here on YouTube, check out the Patreon, the link is in the description. Thanks.